Hi everyone, Lauren from A Girl in Her Wool here. I wanted to do something a little bit different today in that I wanted to show you some tips and tricks to shopping at my store because the A Girl in Her Wool shop is a little bit different than some of the other Etsy shops you might be used to buying your hand-dyed yarn at. And so to get started here, I'm at my website, agirlandherwool.com. And you can scroll down a little bit and you will be able to visit my blog where I have a lot of updates, and you should definitely subscribe to that blog to get all of your A Girl in Her Wool news. But you can click on shop here and that will take you over to my Etsy store. So you see here right at the top, hand-dyed yarn in any size skein. And really that's what I wanted to point out today, is that when you shop at A Girl in Her Wool, you can buy your yarn in any size skein from 5 grams up to 300 grams. And the benefit of shopping that way is that you really can make sure you're not overbuying your yarn or underbuying your yarn. So you can avoid playing yarn chicken if you know you're going to need, you'll need maybe 120 grams, or even let's say you need 105 grams and you're like, well, I'm just going to buy the 100-gram skein and then see if it works. Well, now you can just buy 105 grams and not worry. Similarly, you can also buy a skein of yarn that is 50 grams or 75 grams or however much you need for your socks. That way, again, you're not overbuying or overspending. And so if you scroll down in my shop, you'll start to see the listings here. So you'll see I have some kits, I have some ready to ship items, I have smaller skeins, and then I have these any size skeins. And these are the ones that I really wanted to point out. So if you look here, I have Very Shadow in both of these listings, but you'll see that there's one listed for $4.25 and one listed for $23. But they look the same. And really the difference here is that this listing is a 100-gram skein on the sock base ready to ship. And this is where you can order your any size skein. And I'll also point out that you can also order any quantity as well. So really these are the best listings to make sure you get exactly what you want. So how I would go about shopping here is really to take advantage of the sections that I have set up. So if you click on any size skein, this will bring up all of the listings for the colorways I'm currently offering. So some colorways will go in and out depending on what the season is or the time of year. Essentially, I'll only have some colorways for limited time, but most of these listings are available pretty much ongoing. And so let's say you really love Love at First Sight. You click on the listing and you can see again here all the pictures. So you can kind of scroll through the Love at First Sight pictures. You can also scroll down here and you can see the description of the listing, which looks the same in a lot of these listings, but then you'll get a description of the colorway, a description of the yarn bases, and then some disclosures that I have at the bottom. Below that, you'll see how long it takes to ship. So any size skeins take 1 to 3 business days, but keep an eye on the shop announcements in case that changes. And I always offer free shipping in the US. So when you go to make your order up here, the first selection you have to make is your grams per skein. So you can of course order 100 grams, which is the standard size, and all of those skeins cost $26, and you can pick which base you want. So for right now I offer a sock base and a DK base, so maybe I want it on the sock base, and the price doesn't change based on the base, and then how many I want, and then add to cart. But what I really wanted to point out here is that you'll see you can choose any size skein up to 300 grams. So let's say instead of buying 3 100-gram skeins, all I want is 1 300-gram skein. Well, the benefit here you'll see in that is that a 300-gram skein costs you $50. if I were to order this as 3 100-gram skeins, oh, it doesn't update the price here. It would cost you 26 times 3, which is $78. So you really do save a lot by ordering kind of some of these skeins in different sizes, which is one benefit of doing it that way. The other thing I wanted to show here is that I do have this picture that has a conversion chart. So these first two columns are for the sock base, which is a fingering weight base. And these two columns here are for the DK base, which is a DK weight. So let's say I'm looking at my pattern and I know I need 1,000 yards of the sock base. I can go here and see, well, 1,000 yards is somewhere between 215 and 220 grams. So I'm going to order 220 grams to be on the safe side. So I can come here, select 220 grams on the sock base, and then I just need one. And you can see then that's $42, which is really great considering one 100-gram skein is $26. It does create a good deal here. So use that conversion chart to your advantage. That will certainly help out when picking out these skeins. Okay, so that's searching for the any size skein. I also have pre-made yarn kits, which gives you good options if you're not sure, if you're looking at the any size skeins and you can't really see maybe what Berry Pie looks like next to Love at First Sight, or maybe you think Pinot Noir would pair really well with Rose Gold and you want to see those next to each other. It's a good idea to come to these yarn kits because I predetermine a lot of those pairings already. So you'll see here is Pinot Noir and Rose Gold. So let's say I like that pairing. I can click on that. Again, you can come in here and scroll through the photos. And again, you'll see that conversion chart. And then it's set up similarly here where you'll see more details. You'll see the colorways that are included. And then here are just some notes that I want to point out as well when you're doing the yarn kits. So due to the limitations in the amount of variations, which is how many options I can give you to select when you make your purchase, it's for the sock base only. If you do want a kit on the DK base, that is no problem. You can message me for a custom listing or just order it in the sock base and then put it in a note and I will follow up with you to confirm. Same with the skein sizes. I'm only offering them up to 100 grams, but if you need more than that, then just send me a message and we'll set up a custom listing for you. So let's say, Pinot Noir is this darker color and Rose Gold is this color. So let's say I want to knit socks out of Rose Gold and I want Pinot Noir to be my contrast heel. For me, I usually use about 50 grams when I knit socks that way of my main color, which is, Rose Gold. And then for my contrast color, I usually like to have around 20 grams. So again, I can order it this way. Now my pair of socks will only cost me $20 instead of buying 2 skeins, and that can cost a lot more. So then I would add that to cart. So again, using my pre-made pairs is a good idea because I set those up to give you a good discount when you buy them in a pair that way. You'll also see I have my gradient sets here. And when I sell my gradient sets, you can order them again in any size skeins, but what you're picking is the grams per each skein, and you get the same grams for each. So if I want 50 grams total, which means 5 grams in each skein, I can order that. Or I can do 20 grams in each skein and get 200 grams total or 100 grams total. However I want to set it up, pick which base I want, quantity, and add to cart. Again, I have 3 colored. With the 3 colored, you don't choose how much you want in each skein, you just choose how much you want individually. You pick how much you want in each skein, but it's going to be the same size skein for each, again, based on the limitations. If you want to change that up, that is no problem. Just send me a message for a listing. Okay, so those are the yarn kits, and I try to do a lot of pairings in here. So definitely take a look through there, and you can also create your own by doing the any size skeins and mix and match however you want. The other thing I wanted to show you is my ready to ship section. So while I do the any size skein, I also try to have ready to ship available. Those ship out very quickly, and I give you them for slightly less. So for the any size skein, an 100-gram skein will cost $26. Here I sell my ready to ship skeins for $23. And these also have free shipping. So let's say I want rose tea. Again, just check all of the details, make sure you're getting what you want. So this is 100 grams each skein. I can click here if I want to go to the any size skein. Details on the base, this is on the sock base. And then you'll see I ship these in 1 to 2 business days. And you can pick the quantity that you want. So these are my ready to ship 100 grams. I also have ready to ship 50 grams. I have ready to ship 20 grams. And these will get filled as I dye them. Any shop updates happen on Mondays at 8 p.m. So just check the shop announcements for the next update. You can also follow my blog, which you saw at the beginning of this video, agirlandherwool.com, or follow my YouTube channel. My channel name is A Girl and Her Wool, and if you go there, then you will also be able to see what's in the updates. I also have mini skein sets that are ready to ship. So right now in my shop, I have this rose gold set, and I have this Girl on Fire set. This is 50 grams total. This is 100 grams total. But I really wanted to point out this create your own mini skein set. So they're all 10-gram minis on the sock base, and they're mystery grab bags. So all you're gonna get to select here is how many you want. So let's say I want 10 of them. That's all I would get. I'm not choosing the colors or anything. So if you have preferences, and you can kind of read it what I write in here, if you have preferences, you can leave it in the note to seller when you make your purchase. And I'll do my best, but I cannot guarantee anything. So even if you put it in the description, I can't guarantee that I will give you those colors. So just keep that in mind. But these skeins are all any skeins that I might have used for testing, or yeah, pretty much it's for sampling and testing of new colors that I have. Or if I guess if I have like a little mutation skein, then I'll put it in there. Sometimes I wind yarn off of cones, so sometimes I'll have a little bit extra at the end, and I'll make those into 10-gram minis. So definitely check this out, especially if you do scrap blankets or anything like that and you just want a pop of color in there. And again, you can order as many or as little as you want, always free shipping in US. And then the last section is wind your skein. So if you ever want your skein wound, no matter what size it is, then just go to this listing, and I ask that you just let me know if you want it to be a center pull ball or not, meaning do you want the yarn coming out in the middle or not. I typically pull from the outside of my yarn, so I tuck it in, but just let me know. And then when you order, just order the number of skeins that are in your order that you want to be wound. For really, really small skeins, I'll just wind it into a ball. Otherwise, it'll get wound into a cake. And I think this is a great option if you are going to purchase a larger skein, but you don't have a ball winder with that capacity. This is a good option for you to still be able to buy that skein. So that's all I wanted to show you today. Again, you can visit my shop and make sure you purchase your skein in any size that you want. All right, everyone, have a great week. Bye.